I am happy to be here on this glorious day. It's a little sunny out. Thankfully, we got numerous tents. It's a little unorthodox, but I'm happy we could be here for this. So, welcome to the Eagle Court of Honor for John and Matt. And please rise for the presentation of the colors. The Calabrese, our senior patrol leader, will lead us.
Color guard, please present the colors. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. Flag face. Salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scouts remain standing, guests may sit. Please join me in the Scout oath. Scout signs. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Now, send from and please step forward.
Every time I'm asked to do an invocation, I need to say that we're not invoking the presence of God. God was here way before any of us were born. What we are doing is invoking our attention to that fact, that God is here, and we're invoking our attention to the fact that God is here. I'd like to read from the Old Testament just a real quick verse. I think it's a wonderful verse. It's a verse that people from all traditions can actually participate in. It's from Micah, chapter 6, verse 6 through 8. The writer says, "With what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself down before God on high? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000 rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul?" And then it's as if the writer of Micah said emphatically, no. No, he has showed you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with
That's a song.
and to walk humbly with your God. Would you please pray with me? Our God, we thank you for this occasion, this wonderful situation with young men honored with an achievement which actually they can use all their lives and carry it with them, the things that they've learned and the things that they should be proud of. So God, be with us and with our country, with our culture, with this region, in fact, with Ringwood and Wanacue and West Milford and all the places the people live. Be with us, oh God, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And next time I'll avoid the balloon.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ben.
So, if you don't mind, every time I talk, I take this down so you can actually hear me. So, the rank of Eagle is the highest recognition the Scout has to offer. It requires a great deal of time and effort, and only a small percentage of boys who begin scouting receive this honor. Therefore, the occasion that recognizes this accomplishment should be memorable. This afternoon, we are honored to recognize the accomplishment of Matt and John. Family, friends, scouts, and other distinguished guests, As the Scoutmaster of Troop 76, and by the authority vested in me by the Ramapo Valley District of the Northern New Jersey Council and the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Eagle Scout Court of Honor to be convened. Scouts participating in the 100 Scouts.
100 Scouts. Of any 100 boys who become Scouts, it must be confessed that 30 will drop out in their first year. Perhaps this may be regarded as a failure, but later in life, all of these will remember that they had been in Scouting and will speak well of the program. Of the 100, only rarely will one ever appear before a juvenile court judge. 12 of the 100 will be from families that belong to no church. Through Scouting, these 12 and many of their families will be brought into contact with the church and will continue to be active all their lives. 6 of the 100 will become pastors. Each of the 100 will learn something from Scouting, and all will develop hobbies that will add interest throughout the rest of their lives. Approximately half will serve in the military and in varying degrees profit from their Scout training. At least one will use it to save another person's life, and many may credit it for saving their own. 4 of the 100 will reach Eagle rank, and at least one will later say that he valued his Eagle above his college degree. Many will find their future vocation through merit badge work and Scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 boys will become adult leaders and will give leadership to thousands of additional boys. 1 in 4 boys in America will become Scouts, but it is interesting to know that of the leaders of this nation in business, religion, and politics, 3 of the 4 were Scouts. The story will never end. Like the golden pebble of service dropped into the human sea, it will continue to radiate in ever-widening circles, influencing the characters of men through unending time. Congratulations.
So, thank you very much. So, development of the Scout law consists of 12 points. You heard us go through them before when Nick led the Scouts through it. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Each one of those has a meaning. So you guys had some of the Scouts were going to come up and do some. Yeah. So I present the Scouts of Troop 76. They will walk us through each of those.
A Scout is trustworthy. They are honest and keep their promises. People can depend on them. They understand that trust can be easily lost, but not so easily reconciled. A Scout is loyal. They are true to their family, friends, Scout leaders, school, and nation. A Scout also understands the difference between loyalty and blindly following a person or group. Above all, they remain loyal to who they are and what they believe. The Scout is helpful. They willingly volunteer to help others without expecting payment or reward. A Scout guides and mentors others towards their own success. A Scout is friendly. They are akin to other Scouts. They offer their friendship to people of all races and nations, and respect them, even if their customs and beliefs are different from their own. A Scout is courteous. A Scout is courteous. They are considerate of others regardless of age, position, or other differences. They know that civility is key when working with others. They form their opinions boldly and express them gracefully. A Scout is kind. They know their strength in being gentle. They treat others as they want to be treated. Without good reason, they do not harm or kill any living thing. They hold a reverence for all life. A Scout is obedient. They follow the rules of their family, school, and troop. They obey the laws of their community and country. If these rules and laws are unfair or unjust, they actively work to amend them.
A Scout is cheerful. They are not discouraged by the pitfalls of life. They approach their responsibilities with zeal. They speak cheerfully, serve others. A Scout is thrifty. They use their money, resources, and time efficiently. They protect and conserve natural resources. They carefully consider the effects of their actions and how those actions will affect others. A Scout is brave. They can face danger, although they may be afraid. They have the courage to stand for what they think is right, even if others rebuke or forsake them.
A Scout is clean. They strive for cleanliness in thought, speech, and deed. They help keep their home, community, and environment clean. Scouts choose the company of those who will challenge them to grow and become the best version of themselves they can be. A scout is reverent. They are faithful in their spiritual duties. They respect the beliefs of others and seek to understand them. A scout knows that through this understanding, people can work towards peace. There's a common question in scouting: what if we can add a third point? Or a 13th point, I apologize. And here's one. Above all, a scout is human. They know they are not perfect. By taking responsibility for their actions and learning from them, they can grow in humility and wisdom. They are driven not only by their minds, but also by their hearts. According to Lord Robert Baden-Powell, the founder of Scouting movement, the real way to gain happiness is to give it to others. Scouts love and serve their neighbors in society, and they strive to do it unconditionally. It is in this way that they come to know a just and fulfilling life.
Thank you, Owen, Blake, Nick, and Sean. So, Ryan Faustini, please come forward and lead us in the Eagle Charge.
I have the honor, and I truly mean honor, to give you the Eagle Charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in Scouting. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant influences in the world's history. You have been counted worthy of this high rank in the Boy Scouts of America. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts. It extends to your God and your country. America has many fine things to offer you and your children after you, but these good things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. Our country has a great past. You can help make the future still greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do, every office you hold, to the high level of service to God and your fellow men. So live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and their hands to common good. Build America on the sound foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. Then, whatever others do, you will leave behind you a record of which you may be justly proud. Eagle Scout candidates, Matt and John, I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout brotherhood, holding before you the ideals of honor and service. By repetition of the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow members, you become an Eagle Scout. Oh, I'm not there yet.
Where are you?
Oh, that's why there's a typo. Though the words you use will be similar to those you used by which you joined Scouting, today they will mean more than they could have meant at any time in the past. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout, with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. Will all Eagle Scouts in attendance please rise? And please join us in repeating the Eagle Scout promise. I reaffirm my allegiance to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath.
I reaffirm my allegiance to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
The obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best.
On my honor, I will do my best.
To make my training an example.
To make my training an example.
My rank and my influence.
My rank and my influence.
Count strongly for better citizenship.
Count strongly for better citizenship.
In my troop.
In my troop.
And in my church.
And in my church.
And in my community.
And in my community.
And in many contacts with other people.
In my contacts with other people.
To this, I pledge my word of honor.
This, I pledge my word of honor.
Congratulations, guys. You really deserve this.
You guys can sit if you want. I want to start to embarrass you. So, requirements of an Eagle Scout. Most of us here know we've been part of scouting for a while. For those who are somewhat new to it, I'll go through them very quickly. So, to become an Eagle, you must demonstrate that you live by the principles of scouting, the Scout Oath, the Scout Law, in your daily life. Achieve all the ranks from the rank of Scout through the rank of Life before you can become Eagle. While you're a Life Scout, you must actively serve in your troop for at least 6 months in one or more positions of responsibility. While you're a Life Scout, you must also plan, develop, and give leadership to others in service project helpful to any religious institution, any school, or within your community. There's a total of 21 badges minimum that you must get, of which 13 are specifically required for Eagle. Then you must take part in the Scoutmaster conference and have an Eagle Board review. John and Matt, both of you have completed these requirements, and I'd like to tell our guests a little bit about your scouting journey together. It's the part where they didn't actually write. Both of you have completed these requirements together. You've been in scouting for over 12 years. You were a Cub in Ringwood Pack 140. From there, you both majored Hour of Light on January 30th, 2013. Your rank of Scout, both on the same day of March 27th of 2013, so just a short 2 months later. They aligned on receiving 5 different badges the same day over the course of their scouting career: swimming, first aid, E-Prep, canoeing, and oceanography, and spent the next 6 years going together in academics and band, which I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed watching Matt come out looking like the Mad Hatter back in October, leading the band. That was very good. And scouting and in life. In September of this past year of 2019, you both organized 2 separate Eagle projects on the same weekend for Skyline Lakes Beach. Today, we are celebrating both of you in this unique ceremony. And with all these parallels, it's fitting that we celebrate you both today. By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and my pleasure to pronounce both of you as Eagle Scouts. May the oath you have taken away always remain with you. Having confirmed all readiness for the reception of this award, it is now time to formally present this highest badge of accomplishment. Many have helped you along your journeys toward Eagle Scout, but without the introduction to scouting, you may not have found your current path. In recognition of their devotion and guidance in the trail to Eagle, from the beginning, I ask your parents to stop here and join us if they would. So I know as Eagle Scouts, I have all the confidence that you both will honor scouting with your life and service as scouting honors you today. So I'm going to go through very quickly and apply the Eagle neckerchief to each boy, each scout individually. I have to put my mask back on. Should have put this part ahead a little bit. Good fan, though. All right. Kind of stick your foot, 3 feet below. We should both also have basically matching necklace slides today.
Right.
Along with your mask.
Yep.
to here.
As you already can see, I'll hold up one of them, but you can see here on the table, we've got numerous awards for the boys. All the letters from council acknowledging their achievement, as well as both have their certificates of award. John for the photo ops. Also within this Eagle packet, you can see there's the pin and the Eagle patch for their uniform, as well as 2 parents' pins and a mentor pin. I've also gone ahead and purchased for both boys both knots that they would be able to wear on the uniform, signifying that they are an adult who's reached the hour of light, and both Eagle, so they'll be able to put that on both of their uniforms. Something also that I have for John. John has had 33 merit badges, so he has achieved the level of Eagle Palms. So he gets both the bronze and the gold palm award. So congratulations to both boys. So this time now it's the time for the parents' moments. So Tim, Michelle, if you want to go first, if you're ready.
Matthew, me and Mom are proud of you. I just wanted to get that out up front because, as you know, I have this amazing ability to put everyone to sleep when I speak. And so I wanted to get that out before that happens. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us today as we recognize Matthew and Jonathan on their achievement of the rank of Eagle Scout. The trail to Eagle, just like one's life journey, is not singular. It's filled with a lot of us's, we's, they's, them's. So for all of you here today, thank you. In one way or another, each of you have played a role in Matthew and Jonathan's life journey, getting us to this point. A special thanks, of course, to the family and friends with us today. Thanks also to the Borough and Lake Association for their support of scouting in our community. Thank you to the Scouts at Troop 76. If you're out there, can I hear it?
76!
Thank you, Mr. Sheffield.
Hey, no problem.
And of course, thanks to the Scouting adult volunteers. To all of you here with us and those who could not be here today, thank you. These volunteers are the men and women who make scouting possible in our community. They give up evenings, weekends, summer vacations, just so they can help to provide the best possible experience for our scouts. And so a special thanks to Mr. Kunzel, Mr. Meyerhauser, Mr. Leo, Mr. Hahn, Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Shefletti, and all of the other volunteers who have played a role in Matthew's scouting journey. Matthew, you know that when you went for your Eagle Border Review and me and Mom had to write a letter of recommendation, did you ever wonder what we wrote? Now, for all of you out there who are not that familiar with the Eagle process, no one other than the members of the Board of Review Committee get to read those letters of recommendation. Not the Scout, not even a Scoutmaster. But Matthew, if you're okay with it, I'd like to share.
Hit it.
To the Eagle Scout Board of Review Committee, we're Matthew's parents, and we're writing this recommendation for your consideration as you decide whether he has successfully met the advancement requirements for the rank of Eagle Scout. Matthew consistently lives the Scout oath and principles of the Scout law in his everyday life. Foremost of these are his helpfulness and kindness. Matthew goes out of his way to help others, whether it be teachers or students at school, scouts within the troop, or at Camp Lewis where he's been on staff, or with his friends. We learned pretty early on that if Matthew did not leave an activity when all the other kids had already left, it was because he stayed behind to help clean up. If Matthew left for band or chorale earlier than he needed to, it was because he was helping a fellow member learn a piece that they were having difficulty with.
5 hours later.
Now, as his parents, we could go on, just as all parents probably do about their scouts. But the one thing that we are most proud of Matthew about is that if you have any question about who he is and how he conducts himself every day, just ask someone who's met him. We cannot tell you how many times we've heard, "Oh, you're Matthew's mom? You're Matthew's dad?" I just have to tell you, he's the nicest, most helpful young adult I've ever met. You really did something right with him. Then they go on to tell us how he positively impacted or influenced them, more often their child sometimes. We're very proud of our son, and based upon all the above and more, believe that he fully meets the requirements for the rank of Eagle Scout. Sincerely, Mr. and Mrs. Harder. So Matthew, for all that you've done and all that we know you will do, we're going to end this where we began. We're proud of you.
Thank you, Tim. Ken? Susan?
Well, unlike Mr. Harder, who had about a 9-page document there, I have nothing. And do you know why? I found out about 30 minutes before the ceremony that I actually had to say something. So, but I do have a lot to say. It's just not written down. For those that know Jonathan, and I say this with all love, Jonathan, know that he likes to procrastinate. Maybe you don't know that about Jonathan, but he does. And during his scouting career, for those that have been in leadership of the Scouts and at home, we've always tried to encourage, and I'll use that word very, very loosely, Jonathan to pursue his requirements for Scouts and get his badges. And Jonathan always would answer, "Dad, I'm in Scouts because I love going on camping trips, and I just like being in the Scouts, and really, it doesn't matter that I rank up." And that was okay. I mean, because I think the Scouting organization allows that, promotes that. It's more important to me, and it was more important to, I think, us, that Jonathan was in an organization that he was able to really participate in. Safe organization, fun organization, and he enjoyed it. So the fact that he didn't really kind of pursue ranks really was kind of secondary. But then, lo and behold, Jonathan decides one day after Novi Bosco one year, hey, I'm going to go for my Eagle Scout. And it was late in his Scout career, and Jonathan had to really, really aggressively push himself to achieve the accomplishment of getting him to where he is today. And for that, Jonathan, I absolutely, absolutely commend you. I'm extremely proud of you. Probably at certain points of time in your late, fourth quarter journey to the goal line, I wasn't sure you were going to do it, but you did, and I think that's just a testament to that when you do make up your mind to do something, you'll get there. I know there was a lot of mentors in the scouting organization, but actually I'm looking out for Jonathan's future. And Jonathan has kind of an aspiration to go into aviation. I know the aviation industry right now is probably maybe not the best place to go, but he does want to pursue aviation and hopefully someday maybe be a pilot. And there's a gentleman in the back of the room when we talk about mentorship who is also a previous Eagle Scout, Bill Clapper. I like to, see that Bill is going to be Jonathan's mentor as he comes out of high school and moves on to the next chapter of his life. And I think it's really, really important because Bill, being an Eagle Scout, understands kind of the mentality, the philosophy, the moral needs to drive forward as a good person. And I think I thank you, Bill. I'm kind of setting you up here, but I thank you for stepping in for his next role of mentor in his next chapter of life. Jonathan, I'm extremely proud of you. Mom is extremely proud of you. Justin is extremely proud of you, and the rest of your extended family is extremely proud of you. And I would only ask, just to kind of tie in the procrastination approach and the fact that you're potentially going to be a pilot, please, please, please don't forget to put the landing gear down when you're approaching the runway. We love you, Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. So at this moment we have some parent pins. I'd like to hand to the boys. They're going to pin on their parents, as well as anybody that they feel. There's one mentor pin for each that they have that's helped them through this far in their life. That they like to give one of those out as well. Yeah, over here. I don't know who you guys want to go up for your mentors also, or you want to wait until after? Yeah. Okay. Parents. John, this is you. Step in the back. Make sure you give the one to the one that says mom to mom and dad to dad. Congratulations to the parents. I know this is a big journey for all of you. So let's give a round of applause for them. John, you have a mentor you'd like to call up? No.
The mentor I chose was my grandfather. For a very long time, every time he talked to my mom or talked to me, he'd always ask me the same question. Have you got first class yet? And the answer was always no. And I always felt a little bit bad for that. He wasn't around to see me get first class. But I know he's here to see me get Eagle.
That's exactly what I want. And then my mentor is someone that I've known since Cub Scouts. He's been at Camp Lewis for forever. He's taught me most of what I know about being a leader and living a good life in scouting. So Matt Dalzell, please come forward.
Parents, thank you. If you'd like to be seated, you can, but now comes the time where I start to embarrass them. What's up, guys? So, I'll start with John. As Mr. Anderson said, you know, my understanding is there was some procrastination that was happening before I joined the troop. I'd only been with the troop about 3 months when all of a sudden I heard rumblings of, you hear John Anderson's going to go for Eagle? I was like, who's John Anderson? Seriously, I met with John at the Lakeside Diner over here in July of 2018. Again, I only been with the troop for about 3-4 months. I just crossed over with my son from Cub Scouts. All the adults were very supportive that were there. I remember sitting there looking at John. Everybody was a bit anxious for him, though, knowing that he only had 17 months to basically go from rank of second class, which is what we were there for, to get to Eagle. And for those who don't know, there's time requirements in between there for being first class for 4 months, star for 6, life for 6, before you can get to Eagle. So do the math. He had a couple of ranks to go before he could even get to that point. So we're a little anxious, but he seemed determined. He was very appreciative and respectful, which obviously he carried through on this because he's sitting here next to me today. Just one short year later, we were at Nobi. John had moved up 3 ranks. So by early July of 2019, we're at Nobi Bosco, our summer camp. And there's John, Life Scout. So he did it. He got there. So I had literally just taken over from Mr. Harder as Scoutmaster a matter of days before summer camp started. Now here I am responsible for 55 scouts, 36 of them at summer camp. Right? So this is a completely new experience for me. I didn't go to summer camp the year before. So being at Nobi and leading all these boys and taking part in this was completely new to me. A few times I got to spend talking to John on the side. I remember every time I spoke to him, I kept thinking, was I this level-headed when I was 17? Because every time I spoke to him, he had something good to say, something insightful. And it made an impression on me. John wasn't senior patrol leader at camp. He wanted the next generation of scouts to step up and have their leadership role while he was still there to help guide them. Obviously, it worked out because our current SBL, Nick, was our senior patrol leader at camp that year. So I give them both props. After John got his driver's license, I remember him showing up to the meetings in his Ram. Honestly, I was driving a Honda Pilot. Not that cool. I couldn't have the scout have a cooler car than me, so I had to go out and get a Ram of my own. You jealous?
You and me, it's better.
John completed 14 merit badges between July of 18 and December of 19, 9 of which were Eagle required. Now, anybody who knows anything about the Eagle required merit badges, they're not just like a one-day event. They take months to go through, which means he had to do numerous badges at once. He got it. As board of review for Eagle, we both arrived at about the same time. I remember standing together with him in the hallway of the clubhouse in Wayne. There was other scouts running around for another pack. They were having a meeting there. And trying to look around, trying to figure out where we were going to have this Eagle board of review, and there was a conference room that was next to us. We assumed it was in there. People start going into that conference room. Now we're looking at each other going, where are we meeting? 2 other people show up when they walk into the kitchen. And they say, come on in. So we kind of looked at each other and we're like, are we seriously going to have this Eagle board review in a kitchen? You know what, though? It didn't matter, because we were there. And we were there for the Eagle board review, and I knew that John was going to get it. There was no doubt in my mind. Of course, that was March 2nd of this year, and that was only 10 days before the world got turned upside down. So I am extremely happy that I got to go there and spend that day with him and that evening with him to get this done. So congratulations to you. Now, Matt's another story. So, in April of 2018, as I said, when I crossed over with my son into Troop 76, my first impression of Matt was how he had total organization. He had command and respect of the troop, everyone there, adults included. I was really excited that he was the SPL for my son. And then very quickly I found out that he wasn't going to be SPL anymore. And I kind of wanted to see if I could get him reelected, because I know my son was really looking forward to it. Matt always handled himself with respect for everybody around him, no matter what the situation was. Very early on, I had the khaki shirt from Cubs, changed the patches out. But I said to him, just in passing, I was saying, I've got to get myself a neckerchief. I got to get myself a neckerchief for the troop. He literally stood there and took the one off of his shoulders and gave it to me. And that's the one that I have. He's like, I got more at home, don't worry about it. But he gave it to me right then. And that meant a lot. At the end of 2019, again, we had a barbecue every year, typically anyway. I remember being there that first year, actually it was 2018, sorry. And we were at Skyline Lakes. And all the boys were in the water, having a great time, running around in the sand. And there was one particular scout who was having a bit of a hard time out in the water. And I heard something as I was talking to some of the other adults, somebody yelling, help. And by the time I turned around to say something, Matt was already swimming across the lake to go help this boy out. That's just the kind of guy Matt is. He always stepped up. He never had to worry. At Wayanda last year, it was April. It was cold. It was raining. It was dark. We were camping as a troop. There was another scout that was there. He was having a really hard time. Wanted to leave. It's not something we typically do. He was trying to walk away in the middle of the night. I know you remember that. Matt and one of the other senior boys stood there for hours, talking to him, calming him down, working through this with him, relaxing him. I give him a lot of credit because I don't have that kind of patience. So the fact that you did that and got him to calm down was excellent. So I really commend you for that. That same trip, I remember Matt sitting there creating a spit. He had his roaster. Everybody was just in awe of him, watching him rotate this thing over the fire, cook the chicken, right?
It was good chicken.
It's good chicken. I won't even get into what we call the cookie incident that happened after that.
That was my fault.
Yeah. Not Matt's fault. It's a long story. I could explain another time. Matt had been a Life Scout since he was 15. We all had just assumed he was going to be SPL, start pursuing Eagle when he was done with it. No, didn't happen. Then we thought maybe he didn't want to go for Eagle. Well, his dad, Mr. Harder, was Scoutmaster. I took over. Didn't happen. So I remember one day I walked up to him and I said to him, Matt, you gonna go for Eagle? He looked at me very serious, had his book in his hand, coincidentally, and he just pointed at his book and he said, scouting to me is not about making Eagle. It's about making a difference and helping people around me and teaching these boys. And I said to him, that's why you deserve to make Eagle, because you know it's something beyond just a piece of paper and a badge. And if you don't do it for yourself, at least do it for the other scouts, because there's so many other boys that look up to you. He did it. And it's a good thing, because I know that there was no way that Michelle and Tim were going to ever let him live it down if he did not make it. So, congratulations to you, man. One more thing about his Board of Honor, whether he realized it or not. I'm sorry, his Board of Review. He had his Eagle Board of Review the day after Christmas, which is my birthday. So the fact that I was there with him was a nice little birthday present.
Alright, so we wanted to speak a little bit to what it means to be an Eagle Scout. You know, we're told from a young age when we first join, or we're told in Cub Scouts that you know, it's a great thing to put on your resume. You know, the college will love it, your jobs will love it. It's a great thing to have, but why does it have, you know, this kind of significance in our society? Why is it touted as something that's important, or you know, something that good leaders might have? Well, if we look in the book, in the Scout book, there's, you know, important things, but really not that much to explain why the Eagle Scout is respected in society, you know? I mean, there's a lot of important things you have to do. You have to do your project, which shows community service. You have to earn so many merit badges, which shows dedication and variety in your interests. You have to be a leader in your troop. You know, that shows leadership. But that's not the whole story of what makes an Eagle Scout. So there's many things that we see outside of the Scout book and outside of the requirements that are really what help us to grow into Eagle Scouts. Because Eagle Scout, it's an award, but it's less an award and more of a state of being, you know? So it's you know, those experiences where you're on your first camping trip away from home, and you're nervous, but you're there with your best friend, and you use his little blue flip phone to text your mom that you got there safe. Oh yeah, 'cause I don't even have a phone yet. Yep. Or you're on your first one of your first cold weather camping trips, and you're in a lean-to, and you wake up and you're thirsty, so you go to grab a drink of water, and you realize that your water bottle has frozen from the top down. Or when you're trying to portage your canoes through mud that's, you know, up to your knees, and you're losing your boots, and everything's just squatchy and wet. Or when you're, you know, going for your first leadership position, when you're a patrol leader, when you're a senior patrol leader, when you're starting to mentor other scouts and starting to learn, when you're really stepping outside of your comfort zone, is the stuff that we don't see in the books. That's what really makes the Eagle Scout, I feel. So, as Eagle Scouts, we challenge you guys also to step outside of your comfort zones as well and see what you guys can accomplish.
And we just really want to thank everyone for being here, from family to friends to scouts. As much as they say it's an individual journey, it's impossible without the support behind us. All of you that are here today made this possible, and we couldn't thank you enough for being here.
Thank you.